Welcome back in international economics class. Our today topic is trade barriers. So what is trade barriers? Trade barriers are the restrictions which impose on the export and imports between the countries. When goods move from one country to another country, or when two countries or more than two countries, group of countries started import and exports, so there are some trade barriers. We will discuss one by one. So the major purpose of trade barrier is to promote domestic goods then exported goods and thereby safeguard domestic industries. Trade barrier can be broadly divided into tariff barrier and non-tariff barrier. So tariff barriers. Term tariff means tax or duties. Tariff barrier are the tax barrier or monetary barriers imposed on internationally traded goods when they cross the national border. Major tariff barriers included specific duty, ad valorem tariff, combined or compound duty, sliding scale duty, countervailing duty, a revenue tariff, anti-dumping duty, and protective tariff. So what is specific duty? Tariff levied on imports defined in terms of a specific amount per unit, such as cents per kilogram. So what is ad valorem tariff? Ad valorem tariff is imposed on a product on the basis of the price of the product. It is applied on the imported goods whose prices vary widely. Because the Latin phrase means ad valorem is the Latin phrase which means according to the value. So the tax is flexible and depending upon the value or the price of the commodity. For example, imposing tax of $5 for a $50 shoe and $10 for a $100 shoe. This is what the ad valorem tariff is. Combine or compound duty. A combination of both a specific rate of a duty and an ad valorem rate of duty, whereas a specific duty are based on factors such as weight or quantity. Ad valorem duties are based on the value of the goods. Sliding scale duty. The duty, which varies along with the price of the commodity, is known as sliding scale duty or seasonal duty. These duties are confined to the agriculture product as their prices frequently vary because of natural and other factors. Countervailing duties is the next tariff type. It is also known as anti-subsidy duties or trade import duties imposed under World Trade Organization rules to neutralize the negative effects of subsidies. A revenue tariff is the next type of the trade barrier. It is a tax imposed on imported goods with the purpose of generating income for the government. Anti-dumping duty. At times, exporter attempts to capture foreign markets by selling goods at rock-bottom prices. Such practice is called dumping. As a result of dumping, domestic industries find it difficult to compete with imported goods. To offset anti-dumping effects, duties are levied on in addition to normal duties. Protective tariff. A tariff, a protective tariff, which is meant to protect domestic industries by making foreign goods more expensive. There are some non-tariff barriers, including any barrier other than tariff. It is meant for constructing barrier for the free flow of goods. It do not affect the price of the imported goods. It affects the quality and the quantity. And non-tariff barriers includes licenses. Licenses is granted by the government and allow the importing of certain goods to the country. Voluntary export restraint. These types of barrier are created by exporting country rather than importing one. These restraints are usually levied on the request of the importing company. For example, Brazil can request Canada to impose voluntary export restraint on export of sugar in Brazil, and this helps to increase the price of sugar in Brazil and protects its domestic sugar protectors. Quotas. Under this system, a country may fix in advance the limit of the imported quantity of a commodity that would be permitted for imports from various countries during a given specific time period. This is divided into four categories. Tariff quota. What is tariff quota? It is a certain specified quantity of import allowed at duty-free or at a reduced rate of import duty. A tariff quota therefore combine the feature of a tariff and import quotas. The second one is the unilateral quota. The total import quantity is fixed without prior consultation with the exporting countries. The third one is the bilateral quota. Bilateral quota are fixed after negotiation between the quotas fixing importing country and exporting country. And the third one is, or the last one, the fourth one or the last one is a multilateral quota. A group of countries can come together and fix quota for each country is called the multilateral quota.